Hello everyone, how are you today? My name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with amandasinspirationstation.com. And thank you, welcome. Today is our weekly Wednesday. It is our first Wednesday of December and I believe we have 5 Wednesdays in December and I have 5 fabulous Christmas projects to show you throughout this month. So every Wednesday I hop on here and I show you 2 projects. And this month we are going to focus on a treat holder with kind of a matching card so that you could give it as a gift to someone special. I'm super excited to show you today. And first of all, I also want to thank you if you are watching me on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. It's under Amanda Waldhart, and then the title is Amanda's Inspiration Station. I appreciate it. I just started doing videos in April, and I just hit my 100 subscribers. So thank you all so very much. You have no idea how excited I was to hit that number. It was my goal to hit that number by the end of the year, and you guys helped me out to make it so that it came true a month early. So thank you so much. If you are not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, I would love for you to subscribe. I post projects every Wednesday. It also can take you right to my blog where I show lots of different projects every day, but I do videos randomly also, not just every Wednesday. So whether you're watching this off of my blog or my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, Amanda's Inspiration Station, I appreciate it and I appreciate you. So thank you so much. Okay, so let's go into the projects that we're going to do today. So we are going to make this adorable treat holder. I am so excited for this treat holder. And inside this treat holder, wait for it, is an Andy's Candy treat that is a tree shape. Okay, say that fast quite a few times, okay? So look at the colors. I was so inspired by the colors of this package because I thought, oh my gosh, this is shaded spruce, granny apple green, and real red. And that's exactly what inspired me to do these projects. So obviously these are the colors. And then we're going to do a matching card. And the matching card looks like this. So I am so excited to share this with you guys today. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put you down and we're going to go ahead and get started. Before we get started though, one more thing. I do hope that my equipment is working well today because on Monday I did a Facebook Live on my Facebook page, Amanda's Inspiration Station. And to be honest, it was an absolute train wreck. It was an absolute train wreck. My video kept cutting out. It was stalling. And I really hope this doesn't happen today. So if it does, I'm so sorry in advance. I also had to take my cat to the vet. So everything got crazy. And it was an absolute train wreck. But so far, I don't see. I can look over to the side and I'm not seeing that it has like put me on a freeze zone. So far we're good. Okay, so I'm going to take you down and let's build these projects. All right, so let's make these projects. We're going to start out with my scoreboard. But before we even do that, I'm going to show you a few things that we're going to use today, okay? We are going to use 2 different dies. We are going to use the ornate frames, or the ornate frames. Ornate. And then we are also going to use the Halloween magic dies. The 2 pieces that we're going to use from the Halloween magic dies, I have already for the sake of the video. I cut both of them out already. So you're going to use these 2 pieces. This one's in the Whisper White, and then this one was in the Granny Apple Green. And to do the treat and the card, you would need 2 of each. All right. So I've already done that. And then on the ornate, however you want to say it, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. The thing that we're going to use is this little tag here. Okay, so we're just going to use this little tag. Then the other things that we are going to use today is the Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. Now for the sake of the video, I have already embossed today. But we're just doing it on the back of this Whisper White piece, which we'll get to that when we get to that card. I used 2 stamp sets today. I used the In the Pines stamp set because we're going to use these 2 trees, and then we're going to use these 2 trees. And then for our sentiment, we are using the Season's Greeting sentiment on the card. But for the treat, we are going to use this one that says, "Oh, what yum," from the Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set. I love this stamp set. This has truly been one of my go-to stamp sets this entire Christmas season. Okay, we're also going to use our scoring tool, our scoreboard here. We need some Real Red rhinestones. We're using the Real Red 3/8 inch sheer ribbon. So we're going to use those. The ink pads we're going to use today is a Real Red, Granny Apple Green, and Shaded Spruce. And that's about it. So let's get started. We are going to start with we need to make our box first, okay? So I have the 2 pieces cut out for the top here and the tag, but we're going to set those aside because first we actually need to make our box. And the box size measures at 5 3/4 by 5. Okay, so now we want to go all the way across to the top. We want the long side to go all the way across, and I believe this is the long side. Now, on my blog, this will be available for you to print. This is a printable project. So both of these projects will be on one sheet that will be free for you to print for yourself, and it'll have all the supplies on it, and it'll have all the measurements on it, so you guys can enjoy that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and on the long side going across, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. So we're just going to go down and score it at 1/2 inch. I do go a little bit slower because I don't want to jump the track. I'm notorious for going really fast and then jumping the track. Okay, so then we're going to want to do it at 2 1/4. Then we're going to want to do it at 2 3/4. And then we're going to want to do it at 4 1/2. Okay, then we're going to want to turn it, and we're going to want to do it at 1/2 inch. So we're going to get that 1/2 inch right there. And then we're going to want to do it at, oh, you guys, I did it wrong. I had it backwards because now I need to do it at 5 1/4, and I don't have it that way. See, this is... You know what? I'm glad I just did that because guess what? We are all not perfect. Let's cut a new piece. Let's get this out and let's cut a new piece. So we need a 5 by 5 3/4. So let's see here. Here's 5 3/4. Let's see if I can get this one to be 5. Yep, there we go. All right. You know what? Let's start this over. All right. So the long way, and I'm so sorry I had that backwards. So it is not the long way this way, the long way going this way. This is where we need to do it at 1/2 inch. Oops. 1/2 inch, 2 1/4, 2 3/4, and then 4 1/2. All right, so there's that. Now we're going to turn it and we're going to do it at 1/2. And then we're going to do it at 5 1/4. There we go. Much better. That looks so much better. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to get my paper snips out. We're just going to, you know what, I can't use this for a box, but I certainly can use that as a scrap. So we're going to set that aside. All right. So now we're going to get out our bone folder, and I am going to do some snipping, but first I want to score my lines. So I'm just going to get out my bone folder here, and we're going to score some lines. All right. Now, it doesn't matter which side that you start with, but you are going to start with one of them because we want to cut out the corners here like this. And then we want to angle this because this is going to be whatever side you decide to cut out this little corner is, that's going to be the top of your tab of your box. Okay. And I'm just angling in a little snip here because it's a lot easier to get that under in the tab, like to tuck it under. All right, so we're just going to do that. Then we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to get rid of this. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our box together. So we need to bring up our base of our box here, and then we need to bring this tab in so that we have our box like this. So what we need to do is we need to put adhesive on each of these tabs. So I'm just going to flip it over here. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to use a glue dot. You could use tear and tape, works really well. I find when it's a smaller space like this though, the glue dot works just fine. So we're just going to put our glue dot on there like that. Now I'm going to flip my box back over again because I am going to tuck these in and bring up. I'm trying to do this so you can see it the best. Let's do it like this. So I'm going to tuck it in and then I'm going to bring this up like this. And then I'm going to just take my fingers here and I'm just going to pinch them to make sure that they stay. Then I'm going to do the same on this side. We're just bringing in our little tabs here. And I'm just going to pinch this right here and pinch this one right here. Okay, there we go. Now see how we have the sides here and the top? So this is where you're just going to tuck it in like this. Here, easy little box. Isn't that cute? So let's put our treat in that box. Make sure our treat fits. All right, so we have our little Andy's Candy Christmas tree, and we're just going to go ahead and tuck that in. Just like that. Perfect. Yay! All right, so now let's do some stamping. We want to stamp on the Whisper White piece, and we want to stamp on the tag. We're also going to bring in our ribbon and our rhinestones. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stamp in the shaded spruce first. And the tree, there's 2 trees on this stamp set. Let me pull this stamp set out again. So there's 2 trees on the stamp set. One you can see is meant for the inside of the tree. So if there's like the white space, like these are like the outline, then this tree would go in here, this tree would go in here, these trees like that. So we want the outside to be in the shaded spruce, and then I'm going to put the inside as the granny apple green. And I am going to go over to the right as close as possible because this is where the ribbon is going to go. So, and you know what? I remembered to get out my stamping piercing mat because this is a photopolymer. I am putting a grid piece of paper on here so that I don't get ink on it. But there, we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna do our granny apple green center. Just like that. And then we have our Oh Yum. So we want to stamp our Oh Yum on that little tag right there. And I chose the shaded spruce. And I'm just going to, there we go. Oh, what yum. I love it. So we're going to do that. And you know what? I'm going to leave this out here just because I want you guys to see how this just, it's so cute. It just inspired me with these colors and I just loved it. All right, so now I did use dimensionals to pop the white onto the granny apple green piece. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to get out my dimensionals. And I see that I need to cut some, so give me a second here. No dimensionals to waste. All right. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do 3 of them because I do not want to saggy center. And we're just going to kind of center that in there, right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my rhinestones on. So let's go ahead and do that too. And I'm going to get out my tweezers and we're just going to, oops, that one must not have had some sticky on it. Oh no, it feels like it does. So let's try it. I need to reorder a new take your pick tool because I cannot find mine. So when I can't find it, I go back to my tweezers and my poker tool. But I will be honest anyway, I love my poker tool. I know we don't do it anymore, but I love it. All right, so just like that, we went and we put our rhinestones on, and we can go ahead and set that aside. Now we want to attach this to the top of our box. And what I did is I literally just did the same thing that I did with the Whisper White. I just did 3, and I'm doing them in one on the end and one in the center because this is going to overhang on our treat box, and we don't want to have any dimensionals on that. We actually want this to be where we can open it up like this. So there's that's open like that. Okay. Now we need some ribbon. So I'm just going to, what I like to do when I'm doing this is I like to just put my project, whatever I'm working on, and how I measure the ribbon to see if it, is enough, is then I just kind of pull it up like this and I do it. Now I want it to be a little bit more than that because I want to be able to have a nice big bow. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut it right here like this. And there we go. And I'm going to pull it up so it's even like this. Now I'm going to tie it first in a knot, like tie it down like this. And then I'm going to, oops, there we go, like this. But now I want to be able to put my tag on. So I'm going to kind of twist my end here like this. This is what's nice about this sheer ribbon. It has a lot of give. And I'm just going to pull it through here. Just like that. So I want that oh what yum there. And then I'm going to make my 2 little Mickey ears. All right. And I probably didn't need to make it that big, but that's okay. I like it. And I'm going to get my good scissors this time that actually cuts my ribbon, because those were my paper snips and they didn't really cut my ribbon very well. All right. Now, granted, I did that bow a lot bigger, but that's okay. I think it's cute both ways. So there it is. And that wasn't that hard. I mean, I had a little mishap of me turning it the wrong way, but I'm glad I did that because you know what? I mess up sometimes too. We all mess up sometimes. And that's okay. That's the beauty of fixing it. So there's our adorable little treat holders. So now let's go ahead and start with our work on our card. So I'm going to set this aside and we're going to get out our supplies for our card. And our card base is the Granny Apple Green, and that measures at 5.5 by 8.5. And if you choose to score it, it's scored at 4 1/4. Sometimes I score it on my scoring tool board or on my paper trimmer. Sometimes I don't score it at all, like this time, and I'm literally just going to put it together and take my bone folder and do that crease. Now, normally, even if I score it, I would still do that because I want that crease to be flat. All right. I have 2 pieces of Whisper White here. Both are measuring at the same size. They are measuring at 4 by 5 1/4. One is completely a blank. The other one I ran through my cut and emboss machine because I wanted to use that Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder because I just wanted to give it some texture. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that on the top here. Now, how cute would this be just to, you know, drop it off at your friend's house and stick it in her mailbox? A little treat and a matching little card, just to tell her you're thinking about her. Or, you know, maybe it's somebody who did something nice for you, or maybe it's the UPS person. You know, it's a nice gesture. Your neighbor. All right, so there's the inside. So now I have the inside and I have the outside. Now I went ahead and I cut these out again, just like I did before for the sake of the video. But this time, instead of going this way, we're going to go up and down with it. So I'm going to take my Whisper White and we're going to use a different tree this time, but the same concept. So we're going to do the shaded spruce first as the outline tree. I'm going to get my board up here. And we're just going to set it right in the middle. Just going to put it right in the middle. Just like that. And then, I don't need that anymore, so we're going to get that out of the way. Then we are going to get out our Granny Apple Green. And we're going to do the center. I love this color combination. Is honestly becoming like one of my favorite color combinations. I am just loving it. So we're going to flip this over and we're going to do the same thing with our dimensionals, because we're going to pop that up onto the green piece. Just like that. And then we're going to do the exact same thing, only now we're going to do it onto our card. So now we're going to do it onto our card. And we're just going to center it. I just want it centered like that. Okay. Now we need to stamp the Season's Greetings. Honestly, I just found a small scrap piece of paper. And you can stamp any piece, like what I would show you is, yes, I have it, you know, as a scrap piece of paper. I'm actually going to grab a different scrap piece of paper and we're going to stamp it on here, because I'm going to show you how easy you can do this. So we just need the Real Red ink pad and the Season Greetings. And I'm literally just going to stamp. Doesn't matter where I stamp, because I'm going to use my paper snips. And I'm literally just going to cut out a rectangle. And I'm just giving this. This is why I save scraps, because they're perfect. Just like that. You know what? There we go. I'm going to cut a little bit more off there. Now I'm going to use dimensionals again, and I'm just going to set it in the center, because if you notice with this card, it's just literally on the white piece. I don't want it to bend down since we're popping it and we're giving it all height. So I'm just going to set this right in the center, kind of center a little bit lower on the tree. So there's that. And give me a second. There we go. Now we just need our bow at the top. So I'm going to get out a ribbon again. Where did that go? I'm going to use my bow maker, because I'm really not that great at making bows. So, you know what? There we go. I'm going to trim my little ends here like that. Slide it off. And then I'm going to use my glue dots again. Where did those go? Whenever I'm doing bows like this, I usually attach it on with a glue dot. And then I'm just going to put it up at the top, just like that. And like this guy doesn't want to stay down, but there we go. Voila! And there you have it. You have a adorable card to match an adorable treat. And this is your treat. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Weekly Wednesday, and I hope you enjoyed the projects as much as I did, because I really enjoyed these projects. I was like, I knew from the second I saw the Andy's Candy tree, I'm like, oh, I love that. And it is one of my favorite candies. So I definitely like it. And my girls don't really like mint chocolate. So guess who gets to eat it? This girl. Not that I need it, but it's the holidays, right? All right. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I can't wait to see you guys. Next Wednesday, I will have 2 other projects. One will be a card that will match a treat as well, because that is what I'm going to do for the whole month of December. So you guys have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye.